Hi, I'm back. I wanted to make sure that I give just a little bit more around this time. As you know, the Venus retrograde transit is winding down in a sense. Venus goes direct Saturday. See, I know you all know this already. So when someone asks you about it, you can have a conversation and be like, yeah, when Venus goes direct on the 17th, on top of that, do you feel the Mercury? Mercury is going into retrograde at the end of this week, and I feel like it's been cropping up already. Yesterday, so many people were just telling me about their haphazard mornings, and I saw people dropping files, papers, just an overall kind of confusion or discombobulation happening yesterday. But the one thing that I really did like about a couple of people when they were talking about their mishaps or how they were feeling was this feeling of them knowing that they needed to nurture themselves in some sort of way. So it's like, I had a 2.5 hour commute because ABCD happened, and you know what? I went and I grabbed my lunch and then I came into the office. Or I've been feeling like I needed something comforting, so I ate this or that, just feeling that they're needing something to kind of get themselves back on track. And I find that to be amazing. So I have 6 cards for you because just like the last time, I'm including the energy deck, and I'll do that going forward. Not sure for how long. Maybe it'll become a regular addition to the bunch. But I wanted to just give a little bit extra right now since we've basically been through a lot since the summer, with Mars doing its thing, and there was a Mercury we had to contend with as well. But Venus, and now Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde isn't going to be as long as we usually expect them to be, so hopefully we won't be put to the test as long, but there are going to be some things. Mercury is what's going to affect our communication. If you are traveling, plan to travel, which you might be with these upcoming holidays, just give yourself some extra time. Just understand that there might be mishaps, mix-ups. Just check and double check, and just something might come up, and it is what it is. It's just a point in time to make us stay present. And that's what I noticed about Mercury. Mercury makes me become a little more intentional in the things that I'm doing. So it's like, oh, there might be a slowdown, or a transit might have a delay, so let me head out 15-20 minutes earlier. Let me understand that there might be pauses along the route. Let me just deal with them and keep going, and just basically shrug it off. Over time, that's what I learned to do for the Mercury transit. Yesterday I was having I don't know, I couldn't get out the time that I wanted to, and then I still was kind of late, and then a bus didn't show up, so I was just like, ugh. So I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go a different way. Got on the next thing smoking, had a different commute, and was like, oh well, gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so we're just gonna get into it, and energy deck, of course. And the first card that I had pulled, Spark card in reversed. This is what it looks upright. Spark card in reversed. So this card basically means a couple things. One, someone put a damper on you. Like, you feel like things, people, individuals, circumstances, something is like washing you out, blowing out your fire. You can't really get it ignited. Your heart's not in it. Your gut's not in it. You feel worn down, like you physically don't have the energy or the capacity to deal. And, a set of circumstances kind of just washed out your flame. The other part of this card is something's consuming, constantly thinking about something, or worrying, or just obsessing over a circumstance. one of the things that I was learning, and I have to keep, and I remind myself, is that what you obsess over basically rules you. So it's important to get to the bottom of what is affecting you in that way, and if it's serving you at all, and just try to change your thinking around it through unpacking it. So unpack whatever's heavily weighing on your mind and determine if it's something that you can approach in a different way, or just take a break. Take a break from it. Just push it to the side. Focus on other things. Yeah, that's that one. And then currently, rock bottom. The thing about the rock bottom card is it seems like it's like just this tragic card, and in a sense it could be, but the one thing I always say about rock bottom is when you hit rock bottom, the only place you really got to go after that is up. So if you are hitting a brick wall, if you're moving in a direction and you're constantly being knocked down, if you can't feel the ground beneath your feet, if you don't know what you need to do next, that is basically rock bottom. And when that happens, it's just you have to let go, which means acclimating to the idea of groundlessness. Now, you know I'm all about ground beneath your feet, and but that pertains to present moment, just being aware of your circumstances. But groundlessness is understanding that you don't have control everywhere and going with that. And that's what flow is about. Getting comfortable with the groundlessness, being comfortable with being at the edge on a regular basis. Another thing I like to share is that one of the things that I advise people to do, I do for myself, is focus on what's going right. Don't put all your energy into what's going wrong. Don't toss your energy into a void of any sort, because you won't get it back. Like, energy is constantly flowing in a loop. Like, energy is something that doesn't necessarily go away, but you can be depleted of it and have a low energy. So when you are feeling that you're not getting anywhere in anything, any endeavor, anything that you're doing, focus on something else. And understand that you won't have control everywhere. But the one thing you can control is what you use your time and energy on. So think of that. All right. And the Ghostlands card in reverse, I'm actually really happy this came up, because this is basically relates to what I was saying in the last reading. I think it was the last reading. This Ghostlands card is like when I accomplish these 5 things, then I'll be happy. When I do this, then I can do that. That's what this card is about. That's what you don't want to do. Do it now. Time waits for nobody. And I know we went through the whole time spiel the last time, but that's what this is about. If you're wandering around thinking like, okay, I just got to handle this and that, and then I'll be good. You have to bring the good, the peace, the joy, the gratitude, the ease, the fun now, before you burn out. And that's where rock bottom can lead you, because in rock bottom, you're looking for control of things that you may not have control of. And then you feel, all right, if I can just control these things, I'll be able to blank. Chill. All right. But what you can do, and I brought this up, this energy card, this action card is work needs to be done. So if you are struggling with this feeling of groundlessness, or there are things that you are trying to control, but you're hitting a brick wall because you're unable to control them, you got to accept that, and you got to do the work and take the actions to get you to a place where you're dealing in things that are serving you, dealing in things that you can actually make a difference in. And these 2 horses, like a black and white, one is for spiritual realm and one is for physical plane. And the spirit part of it is assessing, addressing what doesn't serve you, addressing what you really can and cannot control, honestly speaking. And then, And the other part of it is physically taking actions that support these shift in values, that support the shift in how you're using your energy, how you're using your time. But you do have to put some effort into it. You can't just, I mean, I know what I say when I don't know what to do. I do nothing. It's really, yeah, it's true. I do nothing. But not nothing in this sense. See, the nothing is this sense, because I'm sitting with myself, I'm trying to figure it out. I am taking the action spiritually and then trying to develop from that the actions physically that I can take when I'm trying to unravel something and I don't know how it's going to land. So, action. And then I have a healing deck card, positive minded people. This is pretty straightforward. Tribe. Being around the people who got your back, are in your corner, who share similar values. When you start being around people and you're noticing that, first of all, that you don't want to really hang around them in the first place, you're doing it out of obligation or expectation, or when you get around certain people and you're like, oh, I'm not really feeling that, it's kicking in and showing you where you belong and where you don't. Who aligns with the person you are and who does not. I know there are quite a bit of holidays coming up for some of you, a lot of you, across the world. And you might come face to face with individuals, family, friends that you don't have the best relationships with, or you have challenging relationships with, and you might feel like you're being triggered. You know, this is that time of year when you might feel triggered. So just lean on your tribe. You know, maybe you have a friend who's going through something with their family, you're going through something with yours. Stay in touch with them. You know, text, check in, call, be a support for someone else, and allow others to be a support for you. And then also, positive minded people, being around that, it supports your overall feeling of love. You know, love for yourself, love for them. Green is heart chakra color, so this is covered in green. So once you keep aligning yourself with people who are negative as it pertains to what your personality is and what your energy is, that can make, you know, your love feelings feel depleted overall for yourself, and then also causing you to have some sort of animosity for the individual. So just go where it feels good when you can. All right. And then I got this from the love deck, Riding a Cosmic Wave. This goes back to trying to workaholic. That's what this is about. Workaholic. So we do have to work, right? And we work, and then we watch what we've sown manifest. But there comes a time where it's okay for you to sit in what you've manifested, especially if you sow some good seeds, and just see how everything pans out. Instead of just working blindly, because I'm going to tell you, working hard isn't necessarily working smarter. Working hard doesn't necessarily help you get any closer to the goal. So take a breath, breathe. Let it flow. That's this card, and it's really a lovely card. What else do I want to say about this card? Yeah. This is the time to just, everything you've been working on, if you've been watching my videos for a while, or just, you know, even part of them, half of them, considering, or even in a place where you know you want to make a change and you're coming up with ways to kind of handle your spiritual practice and, you know, cultivating all of that. If you've been doing any level of work, you are probably seeing or feeling some shifts in a direction that is positive for you. And allow yourself to feel that. Allow yourself to feel that. If you've been putting in the work, if you've been trying to be mindful, just let yourself feel that. Because just knowing that it's not going to be completely, you know, it's not going to be perfect. And it's the present moment that helps you get through, because we all fall into pitfalls. No matter how spiritually connected we get, we're still living in a physical plane among other human beings, and there are things that come up, and there's always a work in progress. And there are going to be days that are, really hard, really rough. And once you get acclimated to certain practices and things that work for you, over time, you'll be able to identify, oh, this is happening for me right now. I know what's happening. How do I handle it? And it's not always easy. It isn't. So I think the last subject I wanted to just touch upon, since we are still in Venus retrograde, is basically that concept of love. And this is really important to me because I've been reading about and contemplating love for many months this year, and it was a breakthrough for me when I really understood, what it really means, what it means for me, and overall. One of my good friends, close friends, told me that, she's dating someone, and she says to me, I told him that I loved him and he was so happy and he hugged me so tight and etc. But I'm confused because I feel like I love him in a way that I love you and my other friend. And I said, there's no confusion there. That's perfect. That's perfect, because my friend loves me and I love her, and it's because it's a choice. We made a choice to support each other in a certain type of way. She's there for me. I'm there for her. Things happen, circumstances, situation, crises, and we are choosing every day to be there for each other emotionally and physically and all of those wonderful things, and choosing to nurture this friendship. So for her to feel that kind of love for someone she's interested in romantically is amazing, because basically what that says is not only do you have a romantic connection, you are choosing to want to be that emotional support, that physical support every day. And that's fantastic. We have been socially conditioned to believe that love is just something that you fall into, that happens to you. No, love is so significant. Why would you want it to be an accident? Right? These feelings that we think that are love are just basically like lusty feelings, deep affection, deep level of caring. But remember, true love is a choice. It is when you are deciding. It's the kind of love we have for, like, if you have dependents, or if you have a pet, or, someone you are committed to every day to making sure they're okay, tangibly so, that's love. And when I learned that that's what it was, it made it easier for me to make choices in regard. It made things clearer for me. It made me able to really sit and analyze another person and consider and think about, okay, can I see myself being these things for another person? Being all those things that my friends are to me. And it takes away from the whole, it has to be this explosive, kind of dramatic, and just this deep carnal type attraction, and it's just, I can't live without you, kind of, what they have in like the movies and the romance novels and stuff. Passion is amazing. Lusty, romantic excitement feeling, all amazing. Those are the things, I think that's the draw, that level of attraction. But then when you get to know someone, it's making that choice. Okay, I want to be those things for you because you're the person I want to do that with. So that's all for today. I am super excited about, the closing of this transit. And of course, Jupiter retrograde in Sag. I'm gonna stop bothering you with that, at least today. But I hope that was helpful for you. And go in the future, I hope to do like a workshop on the subject of love. Super excited. I really, like I've been saying, I'm trying to have some changes on my physical plane, which means my getting into the things that I love doing, and this is one of them. But then also sharing that with people more. I tend to not sell myself very much, but I want to give people value in anything that I say or do. So I want to be buttoned up. But of course, tiny steps to get to the goal. And that's what I have to keep reminding myself all the time. And, you know, anyone who has any questions for me, you know, you can email me. I'm also on Facebook with the same name that I'm here on YouTube. Please share and have a great day. Namaste.